It started in a cluttered, everyday bedroom with just a single, simple song. But that one song completely bypassed the massive Hollywood machine and absolutely set the internet on fire. Suddenly, a teenager with a totally unique style held the entire world right in her hands. Welcome to Learning English with Rassa.
So, our story actually begins in a pretty modest house in the Highland Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. This is where we find Billie Eilish and her older brother, Phineas. They were homeschooled by their parents, and this was a deliberate decision made to give them the freedom to explore their creative passions, completely free from the standard heavy pressures of the music industry. They just loved to collaborate in this small space. They'd sit on the bed, experimenting with different instruments and writing songs together. This independence was honestly the perfect setup for someone whose path would be so unconventional. There were no big, intimidating producers telling them what to do, and absolutely no fancy recording booths. It was just a brother and sister expressing themselves through music.
Then, in late 2015, a 13-year-old Billie really needed a song for her dance class. Phineas had actually written a track for his own band, but he realized Billie's voice was just a perfect fit for it. So they recorded it right there in their bedroom and uploaded it to SoundCloud, literally just so her dance teacher could download it. The song was called Ocean Eyes, and they put it out there purely for fun. But then, almost overnight, something crazy happened. The song started getting hundreds of thousands of plays. This completely accidental viral moment would unexpectedly propel the young teenager straight into the center of the music industry's radar. Well, following the massive success of Ocean Eyes, all these major record labels rushed in. But Billie and Phineas made a truly crucial decision right then and there. They flat out refused to step into those massive Hollywood recording studios. Instead, they decided to craft her entire debut album right in that same bedroom. They used simple, everyday equipment to engineer this incredibly dark, alternative pop sound that the world had literally never heard before. But as you can probably imagine, with this massive success came some really intense pressure. The sudden, extreme fame was completely overwhelming for a young teenager. Billie was also living with Tourette syndrome, which is a neurological condition that causes involuntary tics, and she battled some very severe depression. She even confessed later on, "I genuinely didn't think I would make it to 17. It's heartbreaking, really. She had to navigate some incredibly dark times, trying to figure out exactly how to survive that intense public spotlight while also protecting her own mental health. Thankfully, her family stepped in, scaled back her stressful touring schedule, and helped her find the therapy she so desperately needed. Yet, through all of those tough times, she always kept a deeply authentic connection with her fans. She never acted like some untouchable, distant celebrity. In fact, in 2024, she pulled off this brilliant social media strategy. She added her entire Instagram following, which was over 110 million people, to her close friends list. Literally overnight, fans everywhere woke up to see that special green ring around her stories. It made millions of people feel so intimately connected to her. This clever move drove massive organic buzz and skyrocketed her album streams, proving for sure that she wasn't just a popular singer, but a true pop culture phenomenon. By this point, the music world simply couldn't ignore her anymore. At the 2020 Grammy Awards, her distinctive musical sound led to a historic, truly jaw-dropping climax. At just 18 years old, she absolutely swept the 4 major Grammy categories in a single night. We're talking Best New Artist, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. She became the youngest artist in history, and the first woman ever, to achieve this incredible milestone. And that amazing sound of hers seamlessly translated to the big screen too. She brought her incredible talent to the movies, writing and performing the moody theme for the James Bond film No Time to Die. And later, she gave us the deeply emotional ballad What Was I Made For the blockbuster Barbie movie. Both of those tracks went on to win Academy Awards for Best Original Song, so Billie actually became the youngest 2-time Oscar winner in history. Can you believe that? But Billie is about so much more than just her awards. Having grown up with a deep, genuine concern for our planet, she decided to use her massive global platform to strongly advocate for climate change awareness and animal rights. She refused to fly on private jets, she launched big campaigns for environmental causes, and she's constantly pushed the fashion industry toward more sustainable practices. So, from a quiet, cluttered bedroom in Los Angeles to the absolute center of the world stage, Billie Eilish has made a truly lasting impact on modern pop culture. Now, let's break down some of the key language from Billie's story. Our first word is collaborate. Collaborate.
It's a verb. It means to work jointly on an activity or project. The word comes from the Latin collaborare, meaning to work together. Now, how is this different from assist? Well, when you assist someone, you are helping them with their project. But when you collaborate, you are equal partners, working together to create something totally new.
Let's look at our examples. Billie and Phineas love to collaborate on new music. The two artists decided to collaborate on a special project. If we collaborate, we can finish this much faster. In all these sentences, collaborate functions as a verb, showing equal teamwork. It highlights that both people are actively bringing their own ideas to the table, just like Billie and her brother did in their bedroom studio. Our next word is unconventional. Unconventional. It's an adjective. It means not based on or conforming to what is generally done or believed. The prefix un means not, and convention refers to normal rules or practices. So what is the difference between unconventional and strange? Strange simply means unusual or hard to understand, but unconventional implies a deliberate choice to do things differently, and often more creatively than the normal standard.
Here are our examples. Her unconventional style quickly caught everyone's attention. They took an unconventional approach to recording their album. Choosing to homeschool was an unconventional decision. Notice how unconventional is used to describe nouns, like style, approach, or decision. It tells us that these things purposefully break the traditional rules, which perfectly describes Billie's entire career path. Moving on, we have the word propel. Propel, it's a verb. It means to drive, push, or cause to move in a particular direction. It comes from the Latin word propellere, which literally means to drive forward. Now you might wonder, how is this different from just push? While you can push a physical object, like a door, propel is usually much stronger and is often used metaphorically to describe moving someone rapidly into a new situation, like fame or success.
Let's read the examples. That single song helped propel her to global stardom. Strong winds propel the sailboat across the water. His ambition will propel him to achieve great things. In these sentences, propel acts as the engine driving the action forward. Grammatically, it's often followed by a direct object, like her or the sailboat, showing exactly who or what is receiving that powerful forward momentum.
Next is the word overwhelming. Overwhelming. This is an adjective. It means very great in amount or so strong as to be difficult to ignore or deal with. It comes from the Old English word whelmen, meaning to turn upside down. So what is the difference between overwhelming and intense? An action movie can be intense, meaning it has a lot of strong energy, but if something is overwhelming, it means it is so intense that it actually becomes too much for you to handle emotionally or physically. Let's check the examples. The sudden fame was completely overwhelming for her. They received an overwhelming amount of support from fans. The noise in the stadium was truly overwhelming. Here, the adjective overwhelming describes a feeling or an amount that is just massive. When you use this word, you are conveying a heavy emotional weight, expressing that something is almost too large to process all at once. Our fifth word is navigate. Navigate. It's a verb. It means to plan and direct a route or to carefully find your way through a difficult situation. It traces back to the Latin word navis, which means ship. So how does navigate differ from steer? You steer a car by turning the wheel, which is a physical action. But you navigate a complex situation, meaning you make careful, strategic decisions to get through it safely. Here are the examples. She had to navigate the intense pressures of the music industry. We used a map to navigate through the dense forest. It can be hard to navigate difficult conversations. In these sentences, navigate is used both literally, like with a map, and metaphorically, like dealing with pressure or conversations. It's a fantastic B2 word to use when you want to describe overcoming complex life challenges step by step. Next up is authentic. Authentic. This is an adjective. It means of undisputed origin, genuine. It comes from the Greek word authentikos, meaning original or primary. Now, why use authentic instead of just real? A diamond can be real, meaning it physically exists. But when a person is authentic, it means they are deeply genuine, totally honest, and true to their own personality without pretending to be someone else. Let's read the examples together. Fans love her because she is always authentic. The restaurant serves authentic Italian food. He made an authentic effort to apologize. Notice how authentic describes a deep level of honesty and truth. In Billie's case, it perfectly captures how she interacts with her fans. She never puts on a fake celebrity mask. She just shows them her true, unfiltered self.
Our seventh word is phenomenon. Phenomenon. It's a noun. It means a fact or a situation that is observed to exist, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. Or a remarkable person or thing. It comes from a Greek word meaning thing appearing to view. How is this different from an occurrence? An occurrence is just an event, like a rainstorm. A phenomenon is a highly unusual, extraordinary, and incredibly successful event or person that captures everyone's attention. Here are the examples. The young singer quickly became a global phenomenon. The Northern Lights are a beautiful natural phenomenon. The rapid spread of the video was an internet phenomenon. In these sentences, the noun phenomenon is used to highlight exactly how rare and special these subjects are. You use this word when something isn't just popular, but when it completely takes over the culture. Let's look at distinctive. Distinctive. This is an adjective. It means characteristic of one person or thing, and so serving to distinguish it from others. It comes from the Latin distinctus, meaning separated or distinguished. What is the difference between distinctive and unique? Unique literally means one of a kind, but distinctive means something has a very specific style or quality that makes it extremely easy to recognize among other things. Let's read the examples on screen. Billie has a very distinctive singing voice. The building's distinctive architecture stands out in the city. She wears a distinctive green outfit on stage. Here, distinctive acts as an adjective that points out a signature trait. It tells us that as soon as you hear that whispery vocal style or see that specific fashion, your brain instantly knows exactly who it belongs to.
Our ninth word is advocate. Advocate. It can be a noun or a verb. It means to publicly recommend or support a particular cause or policy. It comes from the Latin advocare, meaning to call to one's aid. How does an advocate differ from a supporter? A supporter might quietly agree with an idea or donate money, but an advocate is someone who loudly and actively steps up to speak publicly to fight for that cause.
Here are our examples. She decided to advocate for climate change awareness. He is a strong advocate for animal rights. They advocate for better mental health resources. Notice the shift here. In the first and third sentences, advocate is a verb, an action of supporting. In the second sentence, it is a noun, the person who is doing the supporting. It's a very powerful, versatile word to have in your vocabulary. Our final word is impact. Impact. It is a noun. It means a marked effect or influence. It originates from the Latin impactus, which means driven in or struck against. Now, what's the difference between impact and effect? An effect is simply the result of an action. An impact is a much stronger, more powerful, and longer-lasting effect that significantly changes someone or something. Let's read our last set of examples. Her music has made a huge impact on pop culture. The new law will have a positive impact on the environment. We want to understand the impact of social media on teenagers. In these sentences, impact highlights a profound change. When you talk about the impact of Billie's career, you aren't just saying she sold records. You are saying she fundamentally changed the entire music landscape. So let's put this all together. Think back to the start of the story. Which words best describe how Billie worked with her brother to create that totally new sound? Well, they decided to collaborate on their music, acting as equal partners. By sticking to their bedroom studio, they chose a truly unconventional path that broke all the industry rules. And it was that very choice, plus one viral song, that managed to propel her forward into massive fame. But how did Billie handle the intense pressure of sudden fame? The public spotlight was definitely overwhelming, bringing an incredibly heavy emotional weight. Yet, she managed to carefully navigate those dark times and protect her mental health. She survived because she remained fiercely authentic with her fans, showing her true, genuine self. And that deep connection is exactly what transformed her into a true cultural phenomenon. And finally, what is the lasting result of her amazing platform? Through her highly distinctive, easily recognizable voice and style, she doesn't just entertain. She steps up to boldly advocate for the planet and animal rights, ultimately leaving a powerful, lasting impact on the world that goes way beyond just music. This brings us to a fantastic idiom that perfectly captures Billie's journey: march to the beat of your own drum. To march to the beat of your own drum means to do things the way you want to, without worrying about what other people think or what society expects of you. Logically, this comes from military marching bands. If a soldier is listening to a different drummer than everyone else, they are going to walk in a completely different rhythm from the rest of the group. They are literally stepping to their own beat.
This idiom is literally the defining theme of Billie and Phineas's story. By choosing to record their music in a small, cluttered childhood bedroom instead of moving into a shiny, expensive Hollywood studio, they were absolutely marching to the beat of their own drum. They ignored the standard rules of the music industry, and they proved that true independence is often the ultimate key to success.
Let's look at how you can use this in everyday conversation. You might say, "My sister always wears the craziest outfits. She really marches to the beat of her own drum." Or, "Instead of going to college right away, he decided to travel the world and march to the beat of his own drum." It's a great reminder that ignoring expectations can sometimes be the smartest move you make. So, here is a quick challenge for you. Can you think of a time in your own life when you marched to the beat of your own drum?
Whether you are creating something in a messy bedroom or standing on a massive global stage, staying true to yourself is what truly resonates with people. So I want to leave you with this one question to think about today. How will you march to the beat of your own drum today?
Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. If you want to keep learning and mastering your English with us, be sure to join our community over at @FluentMind on Telegram. Keep questioning the norm, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.